Good day, my name is George Samuels, and I'll be doing a presentation on workplace incivility along with my co-authors Andrene and Joy Simmons. We are from the Department of Nursing at Medgar College. This is NUR 304, and our professor is Dr. Johnson. About this presentation, we will be looking at the definition of workplace incivility, types of workplace incivility, the effects of workplace incivility on victims, the professional impact of workplace incivility, ways to respond to workplace incivility, testimonials of how workplace incivility affects the artist, the fight against workplace incivility by the American Nurses Association, the ANA, a thank you page, and where we got our information from. Okay, what is workplace incivility? Workplace incivility is a significant problem in the healthcare centers, disturbing not only the clinicians enduring the negative behaviors, but also the care that is delivered under the shadow of incivility. So types of workplace incivility. There are three types here. There are lateral violence, bullying, and vertical violence. Lateral violence is a consistent behavior pattern which is consistent of both verbal and physical acts which are planned with the aim to control, belittle, or devalue peers. We have bullying, which is the recurrent and persistent negative actions toward one or more individuals geared towards creating a hostile environment. And vertical violence is when bullying or incivility is directed towards a superior or a subordinate. The effects of workplace incivility on victims include irritability, insomnia, psychosomatic symptoms such as which it would include headaches, stomach pain, chest pain, and fatigue, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, suicidal contemplation, an increased turnover rates, diminished job satisfaction, and detrimental effects to the quality of care provided by nurses. Professional impact of workplace incivility, it could be a correlation that exists between workplace incivility and these factors, which would decrease in quality of patient care. It would increase in the mistakes and the adverse events that would occur within the workplace. It would increase in the nurses quitting their job. It increases in nurses leaving the nursing profession definitively. So ways to respond to workplace incivility. Here we have 5 ways. We try not to take it personal. We want to take time outs, check our feelings, check our responses. We also want to set boundaries. Okay, let's elaborate a little bit on one. By trying not to take it personal. This is the most difficult step, but remember that the other person's behavior likely stems from stress, fear, fatigue, illness, ignorance, or trauma. It's not about you, although it's about being directly at you. In this kind of situation, you want to stay calm, as we can see highlighted in bold red. The next thing we want to do is take a time out. When a coworker's behavior is inappropriate, don't stay in their presence and endure it. If it's not an emergency situation, tell the person you need to take a moment to process what just happened and leave the room for a few minutes. This break may give the other person time to calm down and act in a civil manner. Third one, you want to check your feelings. De-escalating a situation will be extremely difficult if you're feeling exhausted, hurt, or defensive. You want to take note of your feelings and take a deep breath before you respond. If this does not work, consider professional therapy, which can help you take control of your feelings. The fourth one is you want to choose your response, and you want to choose your response appropriately. You want to keep the interaction brief and move on. You want to address the behavior directly and confidently but respectfully at the same time. For example, hurry up, I need to start my shift. It sounds like you're rushing me to complete my work. I take pride and accuracy in caring for my patients. If you have an issue, kindly contact the supervisor. And the fifth but not last, setting boundaries. You want to learn to recognize people who are unsafe or appropriately need and establish safe and healthy boundaries. At times, you may need to reassign assignments, change shift, or even change departments. And this puts us to our testimonials. Here we have Mr. Troy Simmons stating, I was a victim of workplace bullying since I was being rushed by the change of shift nurse to finish my work, and I advised her to contact the supervisor if she has an issue. We have a testimonial here by myself. My incivility came at the expense of trying to learn something new, as I was ridiculed of being a new grad and not having much experience. Thankfully, for my education in the arts of nursing, I was able to maintain my level of professionalism. And we have one here by Andrene, where she states, I was given the floor to work with 40 patients while my supervisor sat back and looked on. When I raised the situation with a few of my colleagues, they told me that I was experienced being abused, as I was on orientation and I was supposed to be working along with the senior personnel. After I told my supervisor, she turned around to say, that's what new people have to do. Thank you, Andrene. Okay, so the fight against workplace incivility, this is a statement by the ANA and the ANS position on workplace incivility, and here it goes. The ANA's Code of Ethics for Nurses with interpretive statement states that nurses are required to create an ethical environment and culture of civility and kindness, treating colleagues, co-workers, employees, students, and others with dignity and respect. Similarly, nurses must be afforded the same level of respect and dignity as others. Thus, the nursing profession will no longer tolerate violence of any kind from any source. All registered nurses and employers in all settings, including practice, academia, and research, must collaborate to create a culture of respect free of incivility, bullying, and workplace violence. Best practice strategies based on evidence must be implemented to prevent and mitigate incivility, bullying, and workplace violence, to promote the health of safety and wellness of registered nurses, and to ensure optimal outcomes across the healthcare continuum. This position statement, although written specifically for registered nurses and employers, is also relevant to other healthcare professionals and stakeholders who collaborate to create and sustain a safe and healthy interprofessional work environment. Stakeholders who have the relationship with the worksite have a responsibility to address incivility, bullying, and workplace violence. Alright, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.